I have two guests with me, and I'm very pleased to present both of them to you because this is about a new program that's, or certification program that will be held at the Union Graduate College. And with me, right next to me, I have Robert Kozak. He is the Dean of the School of Engineering and Computer Science at the Graduate School. And then next to him, we found a collaborator, right?
Yeah.
And that is Nathaniel Hancock, and he's with National Grid. So what does the college, graduate school, college, and National Grid have in common? Tell me.
Well, it goes back a little ways. We were both on a Chamber of Commerce together for about 6 years. And Nat and National Grid were partners when we built our new facility right over here on
You have a beautiful
Terrace.
building now, yeah.
So as the years pass, we at the school have been generating more projects in the energy world. And Nat obviously is from National Grid in the energy world. So I happened to mention this project to Nat at one of our meetings. And I think his ears picked up, and he thought this sounded pretty interesting. And it wasn't 2 days later where Nat was calling me back and quickly arranged a meeting with the New York State National Grid upper management to sit around a table and kind of go through this program and see mutually would it be of interest to both of us. And I think the results were very positive. And since then, we've moved on and actually have an agreement with them that's in place. And together, we're going forward on this program. So it's been great, and it will only get better.
So you're working together to put together a faculty?
Well, yes.
Of experienced people, would you say?
Yeah, I think most of our faculty is coming from engineering consultants. And teaming with National Grid has put us to a plethora of other experts in the business. Matter of fact, I remember that one of the first phone calls I had on this subject, well before I talked to Nat, was with a National Grid executive over in New England.
Oh, really?
And the most fascinating thing about talking to this particular person was that, in speaking about the energy world, this particular executive talked in the English language. And being a civil engineer, I kind of comprehended everything they were saying. So I thought, this is really good. People like that should be part of the program. That even gave me more initiative to talk to National Grid, and with people like that helping us find experts to help with the content of the program has really worked out well.
And you're bringing together, you mentioned law, you mentioned policy, you mentioned geosciences. You're talking about bringing together a number of disciplines together, both learned and acquired, would you say?
I would say that's absolutely a perfect description. The program is complex, and it's complex because there's so many disciplines involved in getting energy from the source to the consumer. And we're looking for people that are in the engineering world, the math world, the physics world, but also the regulatory business, the legal business, the economics business, the finance business. So all those entities have to be complemented in putting together a major initiative, really giving the business of energy the scope that it desires. It's huge.
Now, if you're employed, you have a regular 9-to-5 job, 8 to 4, whatever hours. Of course, we all know sometimes hours just go on and forever. But if you have the time to take a certification course like this, well, you're in the business now.
Yes.
Would you say that someone who works for you that wants to get certified because they feel that will move their career forward, could they do this while working?
Absolutely. That's one of the things that attracted us to the program, that it's really meant and designed for working professionals in the industry. So that's what we like about it. Most of their programs are evening programs, right? Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And the other thing that we really liked and brought to the table when we were sitting down and talking about the program up from the start was eventually making this an online program, because National Grid has employees not only in the Capital District, but Central New York, Western New York, in New England, and downstate. And because we saw value in the program, it was really important for us for this program to be available to our employees across our service territory. And the other thing that really attracted us to the program, as Bob has already mentioned, was that it touches upon the breadth of our industry. From generation, transmission, distribution, all the different disciplines that go into the business, and bring it all together in one focused program. One of the things that we sort of struggle with in our business is silos developing, and we see value in a program like this in breaking down those silos And as the industry progresses forward, there's going to be a lot of changes in our business. We see them coming. We need leaders that have that broad understanding of the business and can draw upon the different skills and be innovative and forward-thinking, because that's what we're going to need in the business of energy going forward.
Yeah, and energy, of course, we all know that it's not going to stop being used. I mean, we're certainly increasing the amount of energy that we're using every year. Do you deal with all types of energy? Are you talking like nuclear? Are you talking wind? Are you talking solar? Water power generate? What are you?
It covers the gamut. Obviously, right now, renewables is a big deal. But when the first segment is going on right now, even though the program's scheduled to start online fall of 2014, we have our Fundamentals of the Business of Energy course started right now. And the first 2 classes have to do with fuels.
Okay.
So it's fuels of natural gas, renewables, coal, petroleum. So first 2 classes really have to do with a very important facet of this is what are our available fuel sources before we even get to the
And how long are
energy
they going to
part.
last?
How long, how expensive will they be, what policy will be, what environmental controls will be. Fuels plays a major part in the future of our energy
And we
business.
have to address this sooner rather than later. We can't wait for things to happen to us. We have to be proactive. I hate that word, but we have to be proactive in looking at.
And that's a plus, to be proactive. It's also the negative, because the proactive people that are involved in this thing each have their own interests. The policy part is consolidating those interests to one energy policy, which we still need.
Now, how would someone, if they're watching right now and they'd like to enroll in the coursework to get their certification, how would they contact who?
The easiest thing and most direct thing, and I'm sure you'll see our website noted on the screen, is to contact myself, Bob Kozik at Union Graduate College. And the reason for doing that is the course as a certification program will probably start next fall. But between now and then, we will be running some earlier courses at our facility like we're doing now. So direct contact with me will let you walk through the process in time to get you enrolled at the right time with the right segment. The other interesting comment on that is this first segment, to Nat's point, we have 3 National Grid people in that program. So,
yeah,
you know, the availability to National Grid is there. We have 3, and it's neat because one of them's an early employee in terms of career, one's about mid-career, and one's later in their career. So we've got 3 people that kind of broad spectrum of National Grid employees that we're looking to get some feedback in addition to them learning a lot.
And you've got some dimension to it, too,
right,
with having the 3 different.
Right. I mean, and those 3 individuals come from different disciplines within the business, so we see value in that. And how many do we have for the whole course?
For this first course, we've got about a dozen, which is a perfect
It's a great start.
Graduate course for interaction. A dozen's a nice number. And in addition to National Grid, we've got some various other disciplines represented, from like General Electric, small energy consultants, some MBA students. So we have a nice mix of personnel in this first course.
And it sounds like a great program for certification. If you're interested at all, be sure to contact Robert Kozik over at Union Graduate College and find out more about the program. They're located on Knott Terrace, right across from Denny's. Get some coffee there, huh?
Right in downtown Schenectady.
You got it. Thank you both for being here. It's been a pleasure.